There's a tremendous stigma to this disease. And this is one of the reasons why a lot of people don't think it's a disease. Why don't they quit? Can't they see what they're doing to themselves? And we're asking people to use good judgment when their judgment is impaired. That's the catch-22 in this disease. How many of you ever had an operation of any kind? I won't ask you what it was. Sure, we all have. Well, almost. Where do you go from the operating room? Where's the next stop? Recovery room. The recovery room is the detox room. Wouldn't it be stupid if I went in fact, after operating on a patient, I don't operate, you're lucky. If I went from the operating room into the recovery room and said, Mrs. Jones, I think you should take this medicine and do this exercise, and they're looking up, and how much of that would sink in? None. That would be my stupidity to think it did. No, people have to detox. And detoxing is a dangerous thing. People can have seizures, can have respiratory arrest, can have all sorts of problems. But at the same time, they're out on the street and they're not detoxed. They rob, they cause accidents, they do awful things. Awful things. And therefore, we have this stigma of this disease, and the reasoning is pretty false, but it's there. We talked about being chronic disease, and we talked about the fact that what we know doesn't necessarily change behavior. I was delighted, I heard the last part of the morning speaker, and that was exciting to me. Because, you know, patients come to you for their needs, not your needs. If you're angry at them, why are you angry? Are you angry at them or angry at what they do? There's a big difference. I've never met an alcoholic or a drug addict who chose to be addicted. It is not a disease of choice. It is a disease of the brain. Nobody wants to go into a treatment program. How many of you visited treatment programs? Yeah. Would you like to be a patient there? Of course not. Well, I'm not so sure. I'd have to check each one of you. Of course not. And the stigma is terrible. The stigma is so bad that there's only one other disease entity that receives the least amount of funding and donations, and that's sexually transmitted diseases, venereal diseases, we used to call it. Well, I'm not going to go through all this. This list, you can read this when you get home. Please, please do. This kind of lists all this stuff. Let me talk a little bit about coca-ethylene. Kids, when I talk to them about it, are amazed. I think they go out and try it. If you take alcohol and you take cocaine, they go to your liver. The liver picks up these two chemicals and indeed makes a new chemical called coca-ethylene. And you say, well, gee, that's a stimulant and a sedative. They neutralize each other. Unfortunately, that's not true. They form this new drug called coca-ethylene, which acts like long-acting cocaine. Now, you know, because you've used it, when you use cocaine, pause to be fresh, when you use cocaine, the high only lasts about 20 minutes. So you have to snort some more or smoke some more. Coca-ethylene can last for 6 or 8 hours. They can't sell it on the street. It's only your liver that can make it. Oh, let me go back for a second. Again, back. Cat at the bottom is a drug that we haven't seen here in the States yet, to my knowledge. it's a leaf that is grown in eastern Africa, very much like the cocoa leaf. And it's a psychomotor stimulant. And they chew it, and they're skinny, because it takes away the appetite. And but we're going to see it.